For a while now, I've considered my home office space to be done. I've got everything I need to sit and work, create YouTube videos and play the odd game. However, if you browse workspaces and desk setups as much as I do, no space is ever really complete. And recently, I've ended up making a lot of changes to my office space, and today I wanted to show you all the brand new additions to the setup, including a sweet little gaming shelf. So if you're a fan of desk setups, make sure you subscribe, and let's get into it. I'm also happy to tell you that this video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. So this is the current layout of the office and everything I want to change. First off, I never had, for some reason, the desk in the middle. It always had like a small gap on the right here and a really big one on the left there, and I'm not sure why. So first off, I want to get that into the middle. I bought some shelves as well, and I kind of want to put them up around here in this sort of scenario like that, and I can have like cameras and books on each one. I've got an idea for some sort of gaming shelf on the left there, which will be nice. I also picked up a Oxford Pennant, which is this cool kind of flag thing that I want to hang up probably over here on the right somewhere, just to fill out this space, and I'll probably hang some sort of artwork up here to kind of build out this space as well. I also picked up some cable management stuff, so I want to put that under the desk and make sure all the cables are nice and tidy. And if I've got the consoles on that shelf there, I can also hopefully have something there to hide all the wires that are going in and coming out that side so they link back up to the monitor. I also got a desk shelf as well that I want to put in here to hopefully raise the monitor up a little bit and sort out my sitting position, because I think it hasn't been great for a long time. So ideally what I want it to look like is something like this. So shelves up there, monitor a bit higher, game consoles over here, that Pennant hanging down here somewhere, and the desk nice and centered. That's what I'm going for, so let's get into it. After going over the setup for what felt like weeks, I finally got into putting the shelves up, moving the desk in the strangest way possible to the middle of the room, putting the Pennant up on the wall, assembling the monitor shelf. I've got a shout out to Grovemade for this one. Not only did they send it out for me to look at, but it's also crazy simple to put together, which is really useful for a guy like me. I got the cables under the desk sorted using these nice white runners I picked up from Amazon. I put up a hook for my backpack, and I finally got rid of the old bathroom shelf, which has been acting as my camera storage unit for the last few years. And I also finally plugged my PC back in. So with all of that done, I can finally show off the now complete Byte Review home office space. Let's talk about the monitor shelf first, which has helped build out the desk itself. I won't go into loads of detail on the desk and monitor itself because I've explained that so many times in previous videos, so I'll link those if you want to check them for more information. But after feeling a little conflicted about it initially, it's actually a really nice addition, and I couldn't be happier with how it completes the desk's overall look. I also lucked out on this colour, which matches my actual desktop perfectly. It also allows you to hide things like keyboards underneath it, and the small shelf on the right within it is a perfect place to put my iPad, hard drives and some controllers. Also hiding under here I have the Orbit Key Nest. This is a small desk organiser. The cool thing about this though is you can move around the insides to make it suit whatever you want it to hold. For me that's a combination of some AirPods, cables, hard drives, Switch games and loads of other little bits, but it's also got a bit of a party trick. Around the back there's a USB-C slot which allows the top of the Nest to act as a wireless charger, so I can just dump my phone on here whenever it needs a charge. It's a cool little thing and I can just grab and go and put it in my bag if I ever need to take it anywhere with me. On the shelf itself I have one of my Sony cameras which is always ready to go, or to act as a webcam for Zoom calls. And I've also got a wireless charger here on the right from Carved, which I still think is one of the nicest ones I've ever come across. Grovemade also sent out this desk mat which is really nice. I've not been a huge fan of mouse mats in general. I use one but I hide it every time I do a desk setup. But this full mat feels a lot nicer and makes my typing a lot quieter than before, which is a complete added bonus. So desk wise, that's all the additions I've got here, but before we carry on, I wanted to take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, Squarespace. As a freelance content creator, having a good website to get hired has been absolutely essential to me. I've actually been a user of Squarespace for my own website for over 3 years now, and I can tell you firsthand that having your own corner of the internet to show off your best work is absolutely essential. Squarespace makes it super easy to make a professional looking website in a few clicks. There's fantastic templates on offer for all forms of creative portfolios, amongst many others too. And all the templates are designed thoughtfully with responsiveness in mind, and making your own changes to them is super simple. They even take care of optimizing it for mobile too. Instagram, Facebook and other social platforms aren't always enough to present your work on your own terms. Having a website is the perfect way to show off who you are and what you can do. So make sure you head over to squarespace.com and try it free for 14 days. Then when you're ready to launch, use the offer code BiteReview to get 10% off your first website or domain. And of course, a huge thank you goes out to the folks at Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Moving over from the desk, I've got the new shelves I popped up, and I think I'm more happy with these than anything else I've done to the room. Not only do they complete the overall feel of the office space, but each one serves a useful purpose. The top is for my tiny collection of books, the second functions to hold all of my most used camera equipment so I can grab it at any point, and the last one is acting as my office gaming shelf, holding my Nintendo Switch in this nice little dock, and the new Xbox Series S. Both of these systems are running directly into my computer monitor with the help of this HDMI switcher. Sadly, the Dell monitor I use only has a single HDMI in, so I had to use a switcher to get them both going at the same time. But it's a wonderful little setup, and I can simply grab a controller and start playing either console within seconds. I like to do this if I'm waiting for a video to export or I'm simply waiting on some client feedback. A few levels of Super Mario 3D World, checking in on my village on Animal Crossing, or a quick shrine in Breath of the Wild is a perfect way to burn some time or just to relax. You might be wondering why I have an Xbox Series S though over the Series X or a PS5, and the truth is I'm actively trying to get my hands on those consoles, but as of the time of filming they're still out of stock every time I look. So I did pick up a Series S in the meantime because I actually had the opportunity to buy that console and I wanted to see what the next generation of gaming was going to be like. And honestly, this little Xbox has blown me away. It's a fantastic 1440p experience, and I think most people will really love it. The SSD speeds are a real genuine upgrade, and Game Pass on Xbox just keeps getting better and better. I upgraded from an Xbox One X, which technically has more power, but I wouldn't dream of switching back now. This beats it out no problem at all. I've actually got loads of thoughts about this, so if you want a dedicated video on the Xbox Series S, then let me know in the comments below. I really love this setup. The new Xbox is utterly tiny, and the fact that I can pop it on this shelf next to my Switch is awesome, and having them both wired up and running at the same time is really great. On the other side of the wall, I really can't not mention this Pennant. I picked it up from Oxford Pennant and I absolutely love it. I don't care much for motivational words, but I really like this one. It's nice and simple and the design of it is awesome. I think it complements the other side of the office nicely and it helps fill out the overbearing white space somewhat. If we move away from the desk now to the other side of the room, I'm also really happy with this stupidly simple bag hook. I saw this in loads of other people's setups and I just had to go for it myself. There's not a huge amount to say about it other than it's a place to hang my bag, but I do empty and reload my bag a lot for work, so it's nice to have it accessible at all times, and I think it looks really nice hanging off the wall. When I was putting up that bag hook, I actually ended up moving the sofa a little as well, and it's made the whole room feel bigger. I was actually cutting off quite a lot of space with it in its old location, so the slight move has been completely worth it. Having my camera gear on the new shelves also meant that I could get rid of the bathroom shelf I was using for my gear before, so that's now thankfully gone. I've also rearranged the artwork on the wall a fair amount, giving it a bit more space to breathe while taking down the shelf that I had up there before, which was just looking a bit tired. The only thing that hasn't had an upgrade is the pegboards on the right wall. These are still acting as my main camera charging station, lo-fi beat generator and artwork hanger. And to be honest, these are still easily one of my favourite upgrades I ever made to the office space. As time does go on, I'm sure I'll keep thinking of changes for my home office, but for now I think this is going to be the setup for a good while. The only thing that I really need to sort out is my PC. Currently it's been relegated to the floor and I know that's possibly the worst place on earth for it, but my idea is to get it into a new smaller case, update all the internals in a big way and squeeze it into the trestle on the right of the desk so that it's off the floor. If that's something that interests you, make sure you're subscribed for that because I'll definitely make a video on the PC upgrade as a whole. So that rounds off my now complete office space. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did making it, and if you have a space of your own, I strongly recommend you make it an awesome place to be in. Your work and mood will benefit greatly from it. Anyway, I'll leave you with that, and I will see you all in the next one.